Hello, my name is Kussman, and this is my technical presentation for CMP 2201. My subject is agnosticism. Concerning the gods, I have no means of knowing whether they exist or not, and in what form they take. Many things prevent this knowledge, such as the obscurity of the subject and the brevity of human life. Agnosticism was first described by ancient Greek philosopher Protagoras in the 5th century BCE. It would later go on to be officially coined and defined by the British biologist Thomas Henry Huxley as, it simply means that no man shall say he knows or believes which he has no scientific grounds for professing to know or believe, That is him saying that knowledge is power, and if you don't have the knowledge of something, you shouldn't go out and tell people these things. And with religion, this can kind of be a really touchy subject, as there's no proof or anything really of God's existence other than human mouth, like word of mouth. And so I really want to kind of help bring in some more information and make you more knowledgeable, and myself throughout this process as well, of what are some of the different subcategories, you could say, of religion themselves. Now, religion is a really hot topic these days, with all of the extremists, or all of the religious extremist groups that are located throughout the world. There's a small fear in everybody that I know where they don't want something to happen to them, their family. And I think a lot of this stems from the really big misunderstanding between religions and the lack of knowledge of one person's religion to another. I myself was raised Catholic. I'm a baptized Catholic. I am no longer practicing. I consider myself an agnostic atheist, which I will be getting to later and explaining and kind of covering all of this. But religion is definitely the hot topic of today. And so I want to kind of cover that and make sure that I'm not going to offend anybody or say anything. This isn't going to be an exactly easy speech for me to do. I'm a very nervous person about religion. I don't want to offend anybody. So let's get to it. Atheism is the lack of belief in a God. It's not, myself, when I go and see like a census report or something and they list atheism in the religious groups, that really kind of confuses me a little bit, because atheism itself is not a religion. They don't classify themselves as a religion. It's just a lack of belief in a God. If you look at the statistics from those census reports, you will actually see that atheism, or the non-religious group, is the fastest growing demographic in America today. And that mainly has to do with the younger generations, the millennials, the Gen X, or the Gen Z, where the main range is from 19 to 26. The majority of young people are kind of straying away from religion. And I think a lot of this has to do, stems from the lack of knowledge of, and a lack of proof of the existence of a God. And that's where Gnostic and agnostic faiths follow. So the difference between agnostic and Gnostic is, there is no proof for me. I'm an agnostic myself, so there's no proof for me that God himself or herself does exist. And so I don't have any knowledge or anything to base my beliefs off of. And so if a Gnostic, however, may believe in God, they may not believe in God, but they think that they have the knowledge to say that they can say that God does or does not exist. And so if you look at this chart here, a Gnostic atheist, while they are an atheist, they do not have a belief in a God. They are Gnostic, which means that they have the knowledge to say that, yes, I do believe that there is not a God, or I do not believe in a God, and I know that there is not a God. And that's what it means to be Gnostic atheist. Or agnostic atheist, like myself, is somebody who does not know if there is a God. I don't have anything to say if there is or is not. But the atheist part is still there. So I myself personally do not have any beliefs that there is a God or there is a higher power or any belief in a God. But the agnostic means that I can't tell you if there is or not. It's kind of your own decision to make. A Gnostic theist will tell you that they do believe in God and that they do have the answers, that God is alive or is in existence, that there is a higher power, and that they have the answers. An agnostic theist will tell you almost the same thing, but with that little twist, because they are agnostic. They're a theist. They do believe in God, but they're agnostic. They don't have the knowledge to say whether God exists or not. So it's really an interesting kind of situation. Myself as an agnostic atheist, was baptized as a Catholic. I have been shunned from different family events, dinners, different things where my very religious extended family wouldn't really understand my way of thinking, and it just it really saddened me, because there's nothing here that says that we're any different in any way other than I want to have a little bit of knowledge. I want to have that foundation that I can believe in. I can say for certain that there is a God. We are all humans on this planet. I don't see why we need to continue to do this, labeling ourselves for different religions, but this should kind of help you understand the difference between somebody who says that they're an atheist and straight up just doesn't believe in God at all, or myself who says I'm an agnostic atheist. There could be a God, there could not be a God, but I don't have any proof to say that there is, and so my foundations say don't believe in something that you don't have proof for. And so in conclusion, theism and atheism are complete opposites of each other. Atheism is the lack of belief in a God, where theism is the belief in a God. Agnosticism and Gnosticism are dead opposites again, with agnostic believing that they do not have the answer to tell you. They don't have enough information to say with any certainty, and a Gnostic will say that they do have the information to tell you. They do have that privilege to say that they are knowledgeable enough that God does exist. And so in closing remarks, I would like to say that religion itself is not something that I came here to debate with anybody. I am very uninformed on religion myself, but I just think that with a little bit of, if we were to sit down at a round table and just talk about it and kind of just really try to understand and learn from each other, we could make a really, really great progress in this world. Thank you.